You don't want to waste thousands of dollars? Don't make these mistakes when you're choosing a window contractor. First mistake, choosing the guy with the lowest price, of course. Number two, choosing the guy with the very highest price. Number three, choosing the guy that gave you the best deal, meaning the highest discount. My question would be, what price did they start at, and what price did they end at? A common misconception is that the guy with the longest story about his product must have the best product. This is especially prevalent in window sales. You'll have a window salesman that comes in and sits down at your table, and he's there for like 3 or 4 hours. He brings out a heat lamp. He's got all this great stuff, and he shows you that, when he puts the heat lamp on this side of the glass, you can't feel the heat through the glass. Guess what? Any window that says it's got low E and argon in it was going to do the same thing. So just because they told you a really long story doesn't mean that that window is that much better than a lot of the other windows on the market. It doesn't make it worth $2,000 in opening compared to somebody else's $800 in opening. That's their sales tactic. Let me tell you this really long story about why this is the greatest and why we are the greatest company on the planet. Try to convince you that it's worth this much money, and then tell you, but if you buy today, I'm only going to charge you this much. Don't fall for that. Another mistake that kind of comes along with that is somebody says, well, I have this window that's named for our company. Let's say the company is Johnny's Windows, and he says, look, we've got the Johnny 5000 window. That's probably a small local manufacturer who is private labeling a window so that you can say, look, we've got this exclusive window. Nobody else has this stuff. And most of the other windows have all that same stuff. So what you want is a window that is from a larger, more well-known manufacturer like ProVia, Pella, Marvin, Simonton, brands that can be bought at a lot of places. And if a contractor is selling those products, they're competing with other contractors that are also selling their products. So their prices are going to be a little more in line. That doesn't mean that you won't have one guy selling that window for $1,000 a piece, another guy selling them for $800 a piece. But then you can narrow it down to okay, what's the experience with that contractor? What's their process like? What's their warranty like? It might be worth $200 more per window. They might have better installers that have been around longer like we have. Then you can just narrow it down to what is my experience going to be with this contractor? And you're buying a window that a lot of people can sell. If it's, well, we're the only people in this area that sell this Pella window, that's not helpful. If we're the only ones in this area that can sell this Vanguard from MI Windows, that's not helpful. That window is no more special than a lot of the other windows on the market. So don't fall for that.